In this lesson, let's learn something about yourself. That is your introduction. For example, your name, your age, your hobbies, etc. Let me take you through a question answer session. Let's begin with the name. How do you ask someone's name and how do you introduce yourself? That is your name. Wie ist dein Name bitte? Or wie heißt du? The response to that would be mein Name ist and then your name. For example, Tom Müller. One more time. Wie ist dein Name bitte? Mein Name ist Tom Müller. Or you can also ask, wie heißt du? And the statement would be, mein Name ist Tom Müller or ich heiße Tom Müller. The next information is asking someone's age. Let me tell you the question first. Wie alt bist du? One more time. Wie alt bist du? The meaning of this statement question is, how old are you? And the response to that would be, ich bin, your age, and Jahre alt. And in the gap, I'll give you an example of a number. Ich bin 10 Jahre alt. That means I am 10 years old. Let me repeat it once again. Wie alt bist du? Ich bin 10 Jahre alt. One more time. Wie alt bist du? Ich bin 10 Jahre alt. Please note that the question is in the casual address, not in the formal address. So you can use it with your friends, someone that you met at your college, at a cafe, a more casual atmosphere. When you are making questions and statements, you have to note 3 points. The first point is the W question word. That is the question word that starts with the W, like we've seen in the examples. Wie, woher, was, etc. The second point that you have to note is the verb's position, which has to be in the second place. And also the verb has to be conjugated correctly according to the pronoun that you have chosen. And the last position is of your pronoun. In this example, woher kommst du? Woher is in the first place. Kommst is correctly conjugated for du and du is in the third place. And for the statement also, the verb stays in the second position. Let me read the example for you. Ich komme aus Deutschland. So komme is in the second position and it is conjugated correctly with ich. So ich komme aus Deutschland. A wrong statement, for example, would be Ich komme aus Deutschland, in which you have forgotten to conjugate the verb correctly according to ich, which is the first person. The next information is about your residence, the place where you live. Let's look at the question. It's the same logic, same structure. First position would be your question word. So, wo wohnst du? One more time. Wo wohnst du? The response to that would be Ich wohne in Berlin. One more time. Ich wohne in Berlin. 3 points to note is first position is your question word, second position is your verb correctly conjugated to the pronoun and the pronoun is du, which is the casual you. One more time. Wo wohnst du? Ich wohne in Berlin. Again in the statement, the verb is in the second position, correctly conjugated with the subject, which is ich. So, ich wohne in Berlin. Let us talk a little bit about your education. The school you go to, the grade you are studying in, and whether you like going to school, etc. The first question is, in welche Klasse gehst du? That means, in which class are you studying? In German, we say, in which class do you go to? That's the difference between English and German. So let's look at the question once again. In welche Klasse gehst du? Means, in which class are you going? One more time. In welche Klasse gehst du? For example, you go to the 5th standard or you're studying in 5th grade. You would say, ich gehe in die 5. Klasse. One more time. Ich gehe in die 5. Klasse. Now let's see a question regarding your school. Wie heißt deine Schule? One more time. Wie heißt deine Schule? Now you saw the question about your own name, that is, wie heißt du? Whenever you recognize the verb heißen, you must immediately connect it with the name of the thing that you are talking about. In this question, you're talking about the school. So I'm asking, how is your school called? In other words, what's the name of your school? So, wie heißt deine Schule? So you can give a name. Meine Schule heißt Berlin Public School, for example. One more time. Meine Schule heißt Berlin Public School. One more question regarding your school. Gehst du gerne zur Schule? One more time. Gehst du gerne zur Schule? You just saw in the previous lesson that a yes or no question should start with the verb. So gehen means to go. I have conjugated it with du. So gehst du gerne zur Schule means do you like going to school? And the answer would be ja, ich gehe gerne zur Schule. In the event you don't like going to school, you can also say nein, ich gehe nicht so gerne zur Schule. If you are a university student, the question would slightly differ. For example, was studierst du? The translation is, what do you study? The verb studieren is only applicable for a university student or someone that studies something in the university, unlike in English. So one more time. Was studierst du? Ich studiere Technik an der Universität. One more time. Ich studiere Technik an der Universität. The translation is, I study engineering at the university. The last information is about your hobbies. The question goes like this. Was sind deine Hobbys? One more time. Was sind deine Hobbys? Meine Hobbys sind Musik hören und schwimmen. One more time. Meine Hobbys sind Musik hören und schwimmen. The translation is, my hobbies are listening to music and swimming.